Connect Plant is a security system. It is made to be able to access critical infrastructure in a secure way, and it's a system made for the business, controlled and operated by the business, and not for the IT department. The system makes it actually possible for the plant managers to have an overview of what's going on and in an easy way give users access. And by users I mean engineers, vendors and so on. So now I'm going to show you how it works. The first thing we do is to log on. You enter your username and password, and since the system has a two-factor authentication, you would also be given a passcode by SMS or email. And when we enter that, we are logged on to the system. We see the applications we are qualified for in Connect Plant. But before we can start using these applications, we need something called a work permit. The whole system is based on work permits, just like in real life, where most plants and industry facilities are based on work permits. You need to work there. You are given a time window, and well, in most cases you need to apply for that. And so do you have to in Connect Plant. But you can also set up applications without the need for a work permit, and that is the case for these four in this example. They, as you can see, their buttons, their starting buttons are available straight away, while the other applications down here, you need to apply for a work permit to be able to start those. I will show you that in a second, but first let me show you how it looks if we start an application directly like this one. In this case it is Pac-Man, but it could be any application actually, and it's just a matter of starting it and you would be in control. I am definitely not going to show you my gaming skills, but this is just an example of what an application would look like if you started it. Then let's go to something more serious and try to apply for access permit for this application here. We do this by clicking the button for it, enter some reason or description, and then we need to have a start time and end time for our work. And in this case I will just enter let's enter a few minutes only, so that we are able to show you what's going on. The minute I clicked save, there will be issued a work permit application, and that is notified by an email to the person in charge of applications, work permit applications at the plant. And this email would look something like this. It says that work permit and then the number has been registered, and the person in charge for approving or even denying applications would then have to do something with this registration or this application. So that is actually another role. We have quite a few roles within Connect Plant, but the access permit administrator would then be able to go in here and find the application that was sent in. In this case it would be this one, and then of course in this case we would like to approve that. I don't really need to put in any comments, but I can do that, like just for short, and approve. And then the user who originally applied for access will be notified by an email saying that he has been given access, and the email would look something like this. It says that the following work permit has been approved This is the time window we put in, and yeah, we're good to go. Let's go back to the application. Now that we have logged on again, we see that the application we applied for is now available for us to start. So in this case, let's try to start this one. And okay, let me just resize this one a bit instead of full screen. Something like this. It doesn't really do that much, but just to give you an impression of how a system would look like, this could be it. That was how to access applications based on work permits. Beside work permits, we have a lot of other things that we could set up and do in Connect Plant, and I'll show you a few of those now. In the dashboard, you can see what is going on regarding work permits. There is an historical view here. As you can see, there hasn't really been much going on lately, but at least in a real-life environment, there would be, well, quite like a mountain area with peaks going through the whole period here. And also, there is a list of access permits, like here, and also you can see the active sessions or what is going on at the moment. In this case, you only see one. That's because I'm the only one in here, but in real life there would be most likely a whole lot of them going on at the same time. The access permits menu. This is where you, as a user, can check and control your current access permit applications. They show up in a list like this, and you can edit them here. Also, this menu is for the administrator of access permits. I showed you this a bit earlier where we approved an application. So moving on to the administration, this is, well, more or less the control center. We can add companies, edit companies, or in short, we set up the vendors we want to work with. We can control or set up users here, and we can set up the user qualifications, meaning giving users access or qualify users for the different applications we have on our plant. And also we have a few other possibilities when it comes to control and setting up the system. From a security perspective, we would always like to know what has been done in a system. And in Connect Plant we can do that here by doing what we call an audit. This displays detailed information about the usage, and you can actually get a list of everything that's done on the whole system. So reports can be really useful and is highly appreciated. There's a variety of things you can do to find out what has been done, and also you can set up things like user status regarding training portal. You can have a level of education needed to access applications, and so on. One last thing I'd like to mention is the profile menu. This is where you check your own roles in Connect Plant. In this case, you can see that I have a few different roles, and also your qualifications, meaning which applications do you have, are you qualified for. And also you can see which of these applications you need to apply for a work permit to use, and which you can actually just access directly, as we showed earlier. So that was a quick introduction to Connect Plant. If you have any questions, please write them in the chat and we will get back with answers. Thank you for watching.